Fear can be inherited. It can be taught as love. And it can take years to realize you're carrying it. It took me years. I've been talking a lot about fear lately, especially political fear. But what I want to talk about is where I first learned it. For me, it didn't come from politics, it came from religion. Not intentionally, not maliciously, just consistently. Fear of being wrong, fear of eternal punishment, fear of questioning, fear of my own thoughts. And at some point, I realized something important. If truth is real, it shouldn't be afraid of questions. Pushing through that fear didn't make me lose compassion. It made me more compassionate, less reactive, and more present. That's what Mindful Trace, this channel, is for me. Noticing where fear lives and choosing not to let it drive us. I want to make this clear. This is not attack on faith. It's a reflection of fear and what happens when we gently question it. The fear of the politics that I can kind of bring it all together with what I've posted so far. For me, that is where power and control are living right now. It's been the main event on our planet for decades, centuries. The power grab over others. How do we do that? It's been fine-tuned on our planet, and breaking through that is hard. But it's so important for us to do as a collective of humans on our planet. So how do we break through the Christian community that believes strict rules about how love, acceptance, and the afterlife works? This is, or has been, the control over us. This is the fear that I mentioned from the beginning. I'm just reading. I had a meditative time this morning, so I'm just reading what I wrote. These are my thoughts. I'm not judging. These are my thoughts. So I hear from so many people that they want to believe in God, but they don't like what Christianity looks like right now, especially the American Christian. American Christianity is what has been pushed and is being pushed on not only us, our world. I think people are waking up to what it really looks like, what Christianity really looks like, because the principles and the teachings of Christ are not what is being pushed right now of Christianity right now. I've said it many times, and if you've seen other stuff I've posted, I have no beef with Jesus. None. The teachings of Christ are about love and compassion and the core of what I believe humanity is, just like the teachings of Buddha, just like the teachings of the Quran. I mean, there's a basic line that has been for centuries from the beginning of time of a peaceful higher power or entity that resonates with every religion that you want to believe in. And it's when we have put into our words our condemnation, our thoughts, our beliefs, our own ideologies, when we put that into these teachings, that's when we have the power grab. That's when we have the fear. This next excerpt is from my experience last year. I really connected talking with some of my friends who are soul searchers. I shouldn't say soul searchers, connected to the universe. This past summer, I had a connection, a channeling with the universe. It was powerful. It was love. It was communication and acceptance of none that I've ever experienced before. It was amazing. I have never felt so much unconditional love, acceptance, and clarity in this communication conversation that was going on. So, this is where that is driving from. The love of the universe is so encompassing, so non judgmental, so accepting that once you feel that, looking at others and accepting them becomes so much more easy rather than looking at someone through the lens of scripture or a specific verse from the Bible or from the Quran or from other teachings. Looking Once you look at another human through the eyes of no judgment, of unconditional love and acceptance, it's mind blowing and it's life changing. And I'm hoping that the way of the the vibrations and the universal consciousness that's raising right now, I'm hoping that that grows and that people will look at others like that. I don't believe in hell. I believe there could be a heaven, but I believe in energy, and I believe that there is not judgment or condemnation. There is no hell, fiery brimstone that you will go to if you are commit these sins of. But I believe that is we have facilitated for years and centuries of the power grab of the Bible and of other teachings of other leaders. And it's so stifling that and restrictive of our own self and our own consciousness to raise. Because one, if you're stifled in that belief system that man is inherently bad, is inherently sinful, and you're basically, screwed unless you have a relationship with Jesus Christ and you accept him into your heart. I mean, how limited of a thinking. And to me, that is where man, or, man, I'm not talking a specific man. I hope you know I'm talking about mankind, has made it so we can't grow our consciousness because there is this thing holding us from our higher selves, from our higher thinking. And I really think right now that that is breaking away. And the religious community wants to say church numbers are down. The Catholic Church is, they're, that doesn't mean that people aren't becoming more compassionate. That doesn't mean that people are becoming more crass or anything. It means, actually, to me, it means that people are actually looking within themselves because we have the power. We're not giving it to a God, we're not giving it to anyone else except ourselves. We have the power to raise our consciousness, to become a better human, and to be our higher selves. If we practice meditation. If you believe in God, then believe in God and connect with Him, because God is love. I particularly, I guess on my journey, I consider myself an atheist, but I believe that there are higher beings than ourselves. Maybe that's through evolution. Maybe that is through whatever I connected with. I call them my ancient ones. Uh, Definitely was a peaceful knowledge protector. And I have had, I guess, other people that are in Reiki and that type of thing, which I'm on my journey to do that, have seen that presence, have seen them. So I know there's some people out there that I think when I was young it was called New Age. This type of thinking, this type of self enlightenment was frowned upon because you were uh, this wacko, right? I mean, so that again is the fear control that I'm referring to. I do like vanilla Coke. There's some things that you have to, if it makes you happy, it's like this, you know. So let's see what else I came up with here. The Bible, Quran, or any other writings from religious teachers are writings. They're not laws or absolutes. Oh gosh. As humans, we take these writings and we use them as weapons instead of guides. They are history, and we use history to learn and grow for our current life. Religion has used fear as a tool. Fear is such a controlling emotion, and it is a powerful tool those in power know how to use. And yes, I'm referring to our current president and his administration, who claims to be a Christian, who is not. That is not love. That is someone who is using religion and perverting it and controlling people with it. And it's disgusting and it's sad. There is the fear type of parenting style in the job environment and in politics, which we are seeing. Once we break free and break through this stronghold, it's so freeing. It's so freeing. So yes, I have been posting a lot of political stuff. And I don't feel like I need to do that anymore. Everybody knows what's going on. We just have to watch the news for like 2 seconds and can see that there is something going on that's not right in our country. But I guess I want to move forward with this and maybe dive into how fear controls us, how fear and people in power have used fear to control us. Um, I have another channel called Baked in History. That's a fun one that I bake in history. You can look it up if you want and know where I'm going with that. But this, I want to dive into, I think, a little bit more about fear and the history of fear and how we break free of that. This isn't going to be about trashing Christianity or Islam or Hinduism or any other religion, because a belief system that is rooted in love and peace and acceptance, whatever that you choose that to be, is okay. It's okay. It's not wrong. We need to break away from this American Christianity where everybody has to be a Christian or you're wrong. Or everybody has to believe in Islam, like in Iran or whatever, or you're wrong. Once, as a planet, we can come to a basic understanding of love and non judgment and a belief system that says it's okay if you want to believe that. There's just basic things that you don't kill anybody and you don't be a dick, right? Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Those are the two things that we shouldn't do, right? I mean, that are two things. Other than that, who cares how somebody wants to live their life if they are not hurting anyone, if they are believing and it's making them happy? Why are we judging that? Why are we saying that's wrong? You can't live like that. You can't marry that person. You have to do this. You can't have an abortion. You can't do this. You can't, 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 you can't. Is that a way to live? Is that a way to raise our consciousness? Is that a way to create unity? Just think on that. So I'm sure I'm going to get comments about, oh my, I'm so sorry you lost your faith. I'm so sorry this. I know the Bible in and out. I've been through, I, you don't have a religious debate about Bible and the teachings and the disciples and all. I mean, I have read it. So I'm not going to get in a debate about that. But if you want to comment about what you do to meditate, how do you meditate? It took me a while to learn and to calm my mind and to meditate, and now I love to do it. I try to do it every day. I could do it for a long period of time, but you just have to, you can't meditate all day. Um, but it is a intention. And the older I get, the more I understand that living with intention, finding peace within yourself, and not letting fear control you, that's the way to live. Be kind to one another.